banging, man. It's your boy Nutso. Mr. Get With It to get your face knitted. Reppin' that Q Borough, nigga. Flushing Queens, man. I'm out here with my motherfucking family. You already know what it is when you hear that. Ooh, hey! Yeah, nigga. Screwball Radio with Black Poet and King Eric. Common, what up? This is what we do, man. Nutso, Queens. Was banging, nigga.
Yeah, it's your boy Life Litty Long, live from the pandemic. Yeah, so keeping the vibes right. You know what I'm saying? We got Screwball Radio with your man King Eric, Black Poet. Shout out my man Common, you know how we do, you know what I mean? Screwball Radio, get in tune, baby. We out here, let's go. Screwball.
Yeah, what up, man? It's your boy Common, man, Screwball Capo, and I'm here on Screwball Radio with my brother Black Poet and King Eric.
You know what it is? It's Escape, the drippiest of Screwball. I'm here with the wildest and the grimiest, King Eric and Black Poet at Screwball Radio. Oh yeah, shout out my big bros for life, John Nitty, Kyron, Common, Bronche, rest easy KL Hostel.
What's hood good with y'all? This your big homie, Prodigy Hood from the South Central Cartel. I'm tapping in with the homies, Black Poet and Eric Mossberg at Screwball Radio. Bang that.
What's up? This is Prince Power Rule, a.k.a. Marcano from The Leftovers, and you're listening to Screwball Radio with my man Black Poet and King Eric. Yeah.
What it is, y'all. This your player partner, the legendary Cocaine. And look, I want to give big ups to my East Coast family. Shout out to Screwball Radio, you dig? Man, big ups to Common, Black, Poet, and my nephew, Eric Mossberg. That's what it is, Screwball Radio, Buddy Boys, the legendary Cocaine. We on that Monkey Wasn't Funky campaign, you heard? Man, keep it wiggling.
Screwball.
Man, what's the deal? Peace, what's going on? This is Chief General Gab Gotcha. Straight from the Q Borough, Corona, Queens, New York, north side of Queens. You know, OG from the old tree, you know what it is. What's going on, fellas? How's everything going?
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, we blessed over here.
That's what's up, man. That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear.
Yeah, you know, we live from the Matrix, you know, so we here with the one and only, the legendary Queens legend, Gab Gotcha. Y'all know about Gab, man. Y'all gotta do y'all research.
We gonna let them know about that. We gonna let them know. Yeah, no question. We'll definitely let them know. Anything
what you been working on? What you been working on these days, man?
You know, I just been.
You know what's your first joint that they should know you from?
I would say the first joint they probably heard me on was probably on the Beatnuts. Probably the Beatnuts album. They probably heard me on 2-3 Break on the Street Level album. If not, then they probably heard me on Bless the Mic on the Stone Crazy album.
Probably they definitely did.
You know, and then I I put out my own single. I used to be part of a group called Tripolix, and we was actually signed up on the same label and Hydra with Screwballs. Remember that?
Oh, no doubt. You know, we already know that. That's how we do it, man. We family.
Yeah, we've been going back for years. I'm talking about for years. So yeah, for real, man. Shouts to everybody. Shouts to Jerry and everybody. JB, rest in peace. And yeah, man. So Angles. Then after that, obviously, I caught. I disappeared from the scene for about 7.5 years, and then I tapped back in, and then I dropped a few joints after that. I've been trying to stay active, not as active as I once was. Obviously, music, you know what I'm saying, at this point, in my career is more of, done out of love, not out of necessity. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we do this shit just because we love you. You heard?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't do it chasing numbers. I don't do it chasing money. You know what I'm saying? I just do it because that's just something that I've already gotten used to doing. It's just part of me. Like, that shit is going to keep going until I die. You see? So there's no stopping. There's no, you should retire because you're already at that age. Nah, I'll retire when I'm dead. You know what I'm saying?
Real hip hop.
I'll stop rapping when I'm dead, for real. But other than that, man, just, grinding, just living life, with the fam out here. We slid up out of Queens. We're in Long Island, Suffolk County. And, yeah, and, we chilling, man. Everything is, when you make it to this stage of life and you see that so many people around you didn't make it, you know what I'm saying? So many people that you came up with knowing, you start to be more grateful. You know what I'm saying? Rather than complaining about the shit you don't have, you appreciate the shit you do have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's for sure.
So, we good, man. I'm in a good place right now, to be honest, Starting to, I'm working. Obviously, I just dropped a joint not too long ago.
The YCC joint?
YCC is a joint that, it was a joint I was actually sitting on that I had written a while ago. And it was a joint that my man, Juanito Colombia, produced, and I had just been sitting on it. So, I just dropped it. I named it YCC because back in the days, that was a 3-letter crew I used to run with when I was up in Corona. So, I thought I'd, commemorate it in that sense. But no, I put out a joint called The Narrative,
that's
EP.
That's the new LP, right?
Yeah, that's the new EP, The Narrative, and it's produced by Alex Drums. He's a beast. And, always working on new shit, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple other projects on deck and, trying to, I'm not even, I used to be like, oh, I'm going to go out with a bang. But I'm like, I'm never going to go out. So I'm just going to keep banging. Fuck it,
Exactly. That's how we do it.
So, I'm just going to keep working. I'm just trying to get I'm just trying to get more work done. Obviously, you get to the point where, you don't see immortality anymore. You start to see like, you know what? Let's just do what we got to do. Because, everybody, nobody's guaranteed to wake up the next day, so.
Yeah, man, we love this shit. We're going to keep doing this shit till the wheels fall off.
Exactly. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's all about, having fun. That's this music. I'm just having fun with the music,
Don't get it fucked up, though. It's still a $1 million business.
It's
still $1 million business. Don't get it fucked up.
I'm gonna have fun with it,
You can still sell your merch. You can still sell records. You can still sell. The fans are willing to pay for dope shit. You can't forget that. It is also a business, man.
Absolutely. You can't give it away. You're right. That shit costs money to make. And then you're not making it for free. No, I get it. You definitely got to try to recoup some of the investment. But obviously,
it's about reaching your audience, man, hitting your peoples off, man, getting the streets with that fire, man. You know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna repay you by buying your shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You got some people that just sit by spectators, but you also got true fans that want to have your physical CD or have your physical record or something physical they can touch and relate to you with. So it's always gonna be the real fans that support like that because they want to have a connection to you.
Fact.
So
yeah, like speaking of which, I got CDs on deck if any of my bands want to,
That's right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Real DJs, DJs gonna always want that wax, and real collectors gonna always want that CD or that wax for their personal. These are real. This is the real. That's the real guys behind the game to keep this underground popping.
Absolutely, no doubt. Definitely got to make sure that the business aspect of it is handled. I got a show coming up on the 13th of October in a little spot in Jackson Heights called the Antigua. That'll be my first time touching the stage in a little while. I decided to do the show over there since it's like home base. So, you know, that's something.
Okay, I call Carlito up. Me and Carlito got to come over there.
Definitely, word up. Hell yeah, that'll be dope. I definitely check y'all up there and shit. But yeah, man, just working, man. Just making music, just living life, you know?
Yeah, one of your albums that I still rock was the Opus. You know, when you dropped it, you dropped it on a flash drive, which was, you know, dope to me. It came in an ill packaging, you know, almost like a relic, you know, like it came like a scroll in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, man. When you take time out to be creative with your packaging, creative with your artwork. I mean, this is hip hop, man. And you can never shit on the fans because it's not like up there selling millions. You can sell hundreds, you can sell thousands. You know what I'm saying? You always got your fans to worry about, man. Don't forget the fans.
Absolutely.
That artwork means a lot. And the way you package your shit is dope.
Yeah, you dropped the Opus in what? 2014, 2013? What year was that?
I think that was around 2014. That was about 10 years ago.
Yeah. So since then, you dropped the Opus.
I dropped the Opus, then I dropped, I think I dropped my There's Medallion. And then I dropped the Narrative.
So there's been like spaces between albums.
Yeah, definitely. There's been long gaps. I'm not, like I said, sometimes, you know, there's times in life where like I'll stop doing music and just concentrate on doing whatever it is that I'm doing or climbing out of whatever hole I need to climb out of, you know. Shit, you know, sometimes music is like the least of the priorities. Sometimes life is more of a priority, so there's been times that's happened. There's been times where like I'll lose a little bit of the want to do it. You know, I went through that. So then through those gaps, it's just me just climbing out or whatever it is and just deciding to do music because that's all I do. I pretty much make music whenever I feel like making music.
Yeah, that's our artist. That's a true artist.
Yeah, so there's gaps between because there's some times that I don't feel like making music. Sometimes I just, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. But yeah, that explains the gaps. You know,
but in those gaps, are you creating the music? Because, you know, then the album, obviously the album appears, or do you get in the zone and say, all right, it's 30 days, you know, I'm going to make music this month, and then you have an album?
I'm always writing. So writing is something that I do. Like I'll listen to a beat and I'll like it, and then I'll start dropping. I'll write a verse to it. I'll write a couple of verses for it. But then I'll just not think about it, and then next thing you know, months later, when I do decide to start putting stuff together, I already got stuff written. So, and it's just a matter of me just going revisiting the beats that inspired these, and then I'll just start the creative process that way. So, or it'll be like sometimes I'm inspired by the producer and the production itself. So there's producers that do the smart, like a producer will send me like 1 or 2 beats or whatever. A producer will send me 3 beats, and if all 3 of the beats sound dope to me, I'll write to all 3 of them. And it'll be something that'll happen that way, organically, that way. So I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes I'll get a bunch of beats and I'll sit on them for months, and I won't want to write to them, and then 6 months later I'll listen to that beat again, and then a verse will come out. And then that's how these projects get done. So I don't. So even when I'm not, so it's periods of me not putting music out, but I'm always writing. I'm always like thinking like about things. In other words, like my mind doesn't stop being creative. The projects don't get done as quickly as they probably can get done. Plus, sometimes you also got to consider, like, I don't do this by myself, so I have to work on other people's time too, and then, other people got families and other people
right.
They gotta do. So you gotta kind of like everything falls into place. And again, since it's not something that I'm like gonna rush people to be like, yo, what's up? We gotta do this. Nah, I let everything happen organically. So there'll be little gaps, but I'm working. I'm currently trying to finish off a couple of things, so there'll be more music coming in the next few months.
Yeah, my next question is, I think it was like 2012. Yeah, I'm going back because I remember going to an Action Bronson video shoot, and you was there, and you was repping Wu Latino, right?
Yeah.
So where does that stand? Like, was that with you and RZA? Was that with you and Power?
That was, well, I mean, kind of like both in a way, because, there's nothing that's happening with that shit and Power's not involved. Power's always involved. Power's a good dude, by the way. I met him a few times. The RZA, yeah, that's the RZA's label. It was Wu Music Group. It used to be Wu Latino, but then that shit kind of folded, and then they wanted to revive it. So my man Ray Acosta, he was the scout that found me, and he found me through Hustler's Prayer, that project. And they basically, they asked me to come out to Jersey. They had their little record label office out there. And they offered me, what would be a 360 deal, basically, right? So in those days, it wasn't called the 360. It was just whatever. But that's what it ended up being. And so whatever. I thought it was that. At the time, I was like, whatever. I told him, I was like, yo, but I don't do. I'm not doing reggaeton. I don't do none of that. My shit is just the shit that I've been doing. So they're like, nah, that's what we want. And I'm like, and I don't rap in Spanish, They're like, nah, all right, cool, so whatever. But the thing was that's about the time that happened, there were two things going on. I was coming off a big loss anemically with my personal life that was affecting my everyday. And the RZA was getting into movies at that time. Right. So between those two things, those two things were enough alone to put a big roadblock in that shit, because the RZA wasn't around, so there was no beats, and he wasn't doing no beats because he was concentrating on on the movie shit. He was jumping all over Hollywood at that time, and then it just became a thing where I was just sitting there doing nothing. And then I was going through other shit personally because of a loss that I took. And that shit was fucking me up too. And that was affecting shit. So that shit ended up becoming just like basically like a contract that we ended up doing Timeless, which was the project that I dropped with Wu Music Group. And Timeless is basically Hustler's Prayer with a couple of new joints on it.
So Hustler's Prayer was like a demo, or?
That was an album that I released, like on my own, on the independent tip, right? And then, like so they heard that, and then they signed me off of that. But they were like, you know what? We want to re-release it, right? But we just want to add a few other records to it.
So pretty much like 50 Cent's "Get Rich or Die Trying." It was really his "Who Shot Ya?" and
exactly.
The Power of a Dollar, and they just took a couple songs and then they added a couple new songs to it.
Yep.
And it became.
Yeah, and it became Timeless. So, but that was it. After that, like there was no timeline as to when me and the RZA or whatever get to sit down to work on some music. You know, it was basically just like, nah, you could do what you want. You could run with this. You could run with the logo. But I've never been, you know, like, I got mad love and respect for the Wu and everything that they've done, like, you know, and everything that they stand for and everything they've contributed to the culture. But I've never been one to like take something and use it to exploit it just to get clout. Like, right. I wasn't gonna be the one that was gonna splash the Wu logo all over my shit, because I don't feel like that's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really, like, I don't, you know, I can't say, I don't got pictures hanging out with them. I don't got, you know what I'm saying, work with them and shit. And I'm not going to profit off of what they created. You know what I mean? Even if, whatever, like, they used to tell me, like, nah, yo, you could just stamp that shit and sell mad T-shirts that way. Just throw your name on it and throw the Wu symbol on it and just sell mad T-shirts. And I'm like, nah, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't feel comfortable doing that for whatever reason. So,
it's like
after a while,
like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, to me it was like fun in a way. Like I'm trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, like, shine off of somebody else's shine. So, you know, like I said, I got mad love and respect for them. But at that point, I was also like, damn, nah, you know, I've been doing this shit for a long time too, and I can't just be, you know what I'm saying, like, forgetting about my personal, you know what I'm saying, who I am. But, you know, whatever, it worked out. We just walked away, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ended up just walking away from the deal after it was done. And that was that.
So I got another question though. Would there ever be a Gab Gotcha album entirely produced by the Beatnuts?
I mean, if it was up to me, there would. You know, obviously, those brothers are both talented. You know what I'm saying? They're both people that you know what I'm saying, that I know for a very long time. But we don't all keep in contact the way we used to. You know, I know they're constantly touring. I'm not really sure if they're even making new music. But if the opportunity was there to make a project with them, hell yeah, I would definitely be down to make a project with Beatnuts, for sure.
I only ask because you know, Psycho Les, you know, he out there in LA. He does the smoke box with Cypress Hill. You know, he be doing the music in the back, and I know he's always producing. You know, like, I'm almost sure, like, didn't he send you mad beats, Poet? Psycho Les?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah, that's my G. You know, he sent a bunch of joints.
You know, so
I know that. They sent me beats. I mean, they sent me beats years ago. But you know, like, I just, at the time when they were sending me beats, you know, I wasn't active per se, or my mind wasn't into it like that, or maybe I was mentally trying to jump into another type of sound or whatever the case was. But, you know, for me, it's timing. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes there's producers that pop into your life and they send you beats, and at the beginning when they first send you beats, you're not really feeling a vibe, or you're not feeling the music they send you. But then later on, you know, for whatever reason, you listen to the same shit and you're like, oh shit, you know what? This shit does sound alright.
And I've been sitting on this shit and I ain't use it, you know?
and I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do that shit. So, you know, it's not that they haven't sent me beats, they just haven't sent me beats in a long time. And again, I'm at a point in my life where I'm not gonna, you know, like, if I see that you busy, like, I know that Les is definitely busy. You know what I'm saying? And I know Juju's busy because Juju's touring with them. So, if they were to reach out to me and be like, yo, what's up? Listen, we got some music, we're working on this, and I'm going to send you some music if you're interested. And I'll be like, yeah, for sure. But I'm not going to start knocking on people's doors like, yo, what's up? You want to work? You want to work? I mean, I'm out. If you see me active, then I'm worked. You know what I'm saying? If you see me putting out shit, or you see me on social media promoting music, then I'm working. So, you know, it's just a matter of, what's up? You want to work? Yeah, let's work. But, you know, I'm not at a point in my career where I'm not going to be knocking on too many people's doors.
Nah, you don't got to do that anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we support you over here on this shit. We're gonna make more appreciate that, bro. We're gonna make motherfuckers hear you and play you and remember who the fuck you are. We heard a lot about you. Now it's time to hear some music from you, E, man. I know we got some fire from done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna come with some heat right here. We'll be right back with you.
Album, man. We're gonna play all Gab Gotcha shit. I might sign out and have to sign back in, but keep this shit popping. Let's go.
No doubt.
Appreciate y'all, no doubt, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get the money.
Or Gab Gotcha album, man. Screwball Radio, man.
Yes, sir.
Live from the Matrix. Let's go.
Quite confident. Of course. Bullshit. Humility is something you need to learn.
Fellas, I'm ready to get up and do my thing. I want to get into it, man.
Yeah. Come on, turn my voice up. Them 6 hours devour whatever point the powder bringing the points up. It's a recession. Colombians all in Spain, the Mexicans in possession. Politics in the Western, politics and aggression. Paying to see a deal for real before prison. Coffins of extradition. Silly of me to really believe in your flow, shipping the tunnel blow when you spit it. I'm the connect, I plug you in like a blended. Truly that white whip I had you chef in this movie. Thinking the movies and screenplays, books, documentaries. Colombian American felon, known history. You all mysteries frontin', you want subs. Strings that you pullin' acoustic unplugged. Yeah, you walk around gas like Sunoco, spending your mans though. You talking trash on the logo. You truly a rapper, truly an actor. Great example of a label money make 'em a factor. My money make me a menace. You an apprentice, you following leads. Me, I look back and they following me. I am the true definition of overdue. Northside, I'ma show you what Corona do. Crying with the W, RZA, they going crazy. I'm the steal of the draft, Tom Brady.
Tell me who you are and explain to me why you're here.
Let me tell you. My name is
Gotcha. I lock down corners, the Rel Revis. If Coke's a religion, and guess who sells Jesus? Product of the struggle, the feds, they flaunt seizures on wide screens up in Colombia trying to find me. I keep an army of immigrants diligent with a Dillinger, feeling it cause they militant. I do it for all the residents, legal or illegal, who live it without presidents. And my team's official, that liquor beef on your grill, but we make it sizzle. When the rules up in the building, I'll make it simple. You fall back, play your position, or we break your tempo. Fall back. And when I say you pray, I ain't talking about church when the priest come pray. Yeah, without further ado, I bring to you Gab Gotcha, reppin' the woo.
You know.
Queens. Chicks never see my bedroom, we fuck on the couch. Queens. Chicks never see my bedroom, we fuck on the couch.
I'm from the lands of the purple 7, throwing out the murder weapon. And Flushing Bay is what I'm reppin' till the fucking day. Corona Queens start to fade away. Then the epitaph will say I did it for my hood, let the record state. Mac 11 to the 3, 6 though in the 8. Down the greats, fuck a brick. Go and sling a crate, loaded truck. You fill a cup, then you know it's us. Our history's synonymous, go ahead and look us up. Google gangster, Queens of show, home to the kings of blow, kings of flow. KGR, see the cold junkyard. He's a pro, Louis Armstrong, see the soul, cause from the plane I can see the globe. From my room I used to see the dope. Coppin' now, take a trip, South America to wave away your ship. You gotta gamble if you in the chips. 37th Ave, 57th Ave in Queens, the Vegas Strip.
Queens. Chicks never see my bedroom, we fuck on the couch.
Let's go. I Astoria born, but I was raised throughout the borough. Supplier to fire, Queens to weed inferno, where the pigs love to circle from Steinway to Myrtle. And every other corner got 50s of the purple called the Galaxy. Cop killer, coke out the heights. Pigs stay in my hair, so we call them police. Shit look nice, but the back streets will get ya. Dead them on they work, D-boys thinking they clever. On 80 Deuce, looking for a dime off the boat. Bad as fucking probably got deals on the coat. That's how it happens out here, I'm Q reppin'. Queens be the quietest, but quick to check your half rappers. Too many legends to name, we earn medals. Gotcha and Corona, yo, meet me on Metro. Bumpin' that J-Love, take over 26. To the depth, QU, double E&S.
Word up. Yo. I'm from the home of the technical street flows where heat blows. Fly niggas rockin' unique clothes to feed foes. Tinted whips packed on the strip where niggas beat hoes. We bag them up, bang them out right, then we delete those. Numbers out the jack, another day, another pack. Cool G rappers like the soundtrack for niggas selling crack. Home of the live shit, nasty nice tribe shit. Called Mega Mind Deep and Tragedy, gotta survive shit. Jamaica Ave, what's the deal? You know I fucks with you. Was definitely underage when I fell in lust with you. The other side of town, Corona always held it down. Too many kings from Queens, so all of us can share the crown. The Beatnuts, large pro, royal flush, CNNG unit ain't shit to discuss. Guns bust, I rep my borough every day, and I'ma end on this note. Rest in peace, Jam Master Jam.
That shit slow motion too, yo.
Welcome to the seventh ring, last of the chambers, castrate a hater, master in the saber waving paper. Blazing fake dialect dispensary, I medicate phonetically, I fornicate poetically with energy. Gotcha the pedigree. I sponsor the weaponry, the monster, the medicine menace with the chemistry, the god of war, cracking the Medusa heads up on the wall. Packing Thor, when they hammer drops, you can stack them all. Pack them all. Go the way you rest, that we crack a door on the floor, violate the best, yeah, you catching yours. Straight trap, dropping racks, we attack them all. Pay cracks from the heat, winter, spring, and fall. Summer numbers in December while they slumber, I just slumber low key when I beat with the Avenger. That's torrential, consequential, monumental to the game, we're essential.
Chambers is everlasting, this is for the chambers, boy. I'm saying, poisonous thoughts. I'm saying, we come to cure the sickness of the hip-hop. I'm saying, brothers coming out here with all that garbage. He say he's R&B, watered down, washed out versions of music, you know what I'm saying? We bring out a dirty, uncut. Wherever you come from, wherever you at, if you're down with me, then let's roll. Come on, let's go.
Chamber music, I shake melodical acoustics at a rate that produces epilepsy to the users. I'm a bona fide seducer, pipe laying, night playing in the cruiser, burning sour, sipping Sousa. Jimmy Keys, give me what I need, homie, give me cheese. Many bleed when they try to speed, homie, many leave. Many flee, casket made a cake when they bury me. Standing at the gates with a crate full of memories. One of the best, my respect, check the history. If not, fuck a hate, it's how I feel, ain't no mystery. If y'all hot, then I must be scorching. I'm lighting torches with a thought, igniting verses with a caution. Gasoline dream, nightmares made of fire, built to fuel my desire when I cook what's inspired. Please check the menu, the recipe is legendary. Iron Eagle flying in the sky, the rest is secondary.
Well, I want to know who's in the motherfucking house. It's Queens in the house. Basically, mad raw hip-hop, mad raw slang. We're taking y'all back to the battles, you know what I'm saying? But something that y'all never experienced before. Y'all, you know, into the Wu-Tang Clan, right? Right? Yeah! Something that you didn't expect. But you wanted and you needed it because it's something that you just had to get.
This is dedicated to all y'all who talk a little more shit than y'all can handle.
Yeah, let me
talking about weight. Anyway, y'all know it was barbells and shrugs. Not anorexic with drugs. I'm gonna have to break it down for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like this. If scared money make none, my Benjamin stay bread. When it comes to bread, I cover the spread like mayonnaise while you marinate, wetting yourselves like steam rooms. I regulate flow with more soul than seafood. You crab me, hide the beef between shell and when the dirt comes, you stuck in the mud like sea snails with your thumb on. That little light switch you built with. You know that I know you pussy like your tongue was a grip. Spread the sensitive shit. Boom bears and quick sticks, more than angle on bricks. While you hustling next, you won't talk no action. Me, I live by sign language, let my actions speak for themselves in high fashion. Like you asking, my man about my pocket to kill. Yeah, I'm getting it. What? Take my dick out your mouth, they don't fit you. Here's a tissue. Tell your bitch to come continue. Gab Gotcha full course without the menu. You want a chance in life, you gotta take one. Forget mistakes in life, we all make some. Don't offend and you might not bleed. Don't you ever underestimate the next man's bleed. You want a chance in life, you gotta take one. Forget mistakes in life, we all make some. Don't offend and you might not bleed. Don't you ever underestimate the next man's bleed. Who was all up in the gravy from jump with no lumps when I was doing rough? Who was penetrating like Trump? The only time you resemble is dump, you dumb fuck. Throwing Mickey in the game, I was about to get stuck. You big Willie, you all the time you spend with a lick. The only cream you ever seen is Dairy Queen when it's whipped. It's ironic, you're born to seed and die in the dirt. But it's about who reaped fruit and who was eating it first. And in the jungle, snakes slither quicker than words. And 21 shot blue, drawing bullets for worms. And then you hook up, take the big fish that come swimming. That top relay the melody where we start spending and fishing. We organize to carry the weight. We like to access the world on our back. We rotate, motivate in motion across ocean and continent. The underworld trade we maintain and stay dominant. Down, live and learn, nigga. Live and learn. Gab Gotcha. What? Come on and cue you creation. Say you scientific strategy. You know what I'm saying? Come for war, nigga. Come for war. Knock down the door. Get out down the door. Yeah. Get out down the door. I'm gonna always put you. Get out down the door. You want a chance in life, you gotta take one. Forget mistakes in life, we all make some. Don't offend and you might not bleed. Don't you ever underestimate the next man's greed. You want a chance in life, you gotta take one. Forget mistakes in life, we all make some. Don't offend and you might not bleed. Don't you ever underestimate the next man's greed. Hold up. Foundation Productions.
Straight fire right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The one and only Gab Gotcha. Appreciate you. I always, when we do these interviews, I always like to ask, what made Gab get into hip hop? What was the song that sparked your mind that said, I could do this shit?
Damn. It isn't a song that propelled me to rap. More, it was the love for hip hop that I had. we in the same probably age bracket. I'm 51, right? So I was there from the beginning, right? Kind of like from the beginning. So, you know, I was recording shit on tapes, on the radio, 98, 107, you know. And there was just different shit that inspired me. There would be, I was inspired by Big Daddy Kane a lot, Cool G Rap, Public Enemy. It's just mad, like, you know, we were born and bred into a great era in hip hop. We ended up becoming like what they call golden era MCs. And just that era was crazy. I mean, there's no one song that I could be like, oh yeah, I heard this record and I was like, yeah, this is I gotta be a rapper because of this. Nah, it was more like I was already in love with hip hop in general. And then it just became a thing where I started to freestyle over beats. I don't know where I picked that up at. That shit just happened naturally, I guess.
High school? Was it in high school? Lunch tables? Nothing?
Nah, it wasn't high school. You know when I started? Well, all right, so it wasn't high school, but it started to flourish when I dropped out of high school and went to Elmcore, which was to get a GED. And over there, that's where I met Creature. And through Creature, I met Bug Live, and that's how we ended up forming Tripolix. So it started there.
Dope. Yeah, that's dope, man.
But I mean, you know, we used to do the whole. We used to head out to the city, to West 4th to look for battles, ciphers. We used to go to, you know, we got to rock on Bobito and Stretch. You know, definitely, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a dope time. It was definitely a lot different than what's going on now. But I wouldn't trade that shit for nothing.
How did you link with, you know, with Juju and Psycho Les? Was y'all from the same hood? You know, like how did you end up on those classic Beatnut albums?
So Juju's from Corona. I'm from Corona. So it got to a point where I was already moving with Tripolix. So I was already moving around in the peripheral of Juju and them because I was messing around with getting production from a brother. His name is Grandmaster Vic, VIC. And VIC used to be real tight with Juju and Les. And so I guess through him, he must have told him, yo, listen, I'm making music with these dudes and whatever, I want you to listen to them. And then he ended up getting his hands on some of our music. And he ended up finding out that I was from the same hood. So it was just a natural connection that way. And then we started getting invited to the studio sessions. We just started vibing. And we just started, you know, making music. We all got along. You know, it was definitely a good time for sure.
Was it through the Beatnuts albums that got you picked up on Hydra, or was you picked up on Hydra before you started working with the Beatnuts?
I think the Hydra thing was already happening, but I think it started to happen after 2-3 break. So I think it was before the first. So after the first feature, I think that's when it started to.
The wheels
started to take place. But JB, Jerry, you know, there was a few other people involved or whatever. But it was definitely something that started to take shape after the first Beatnut feature.
That's crazy. And like, you know, being a legend like you are, is there any artists that you feel like you should have worked with or you wish you got a chance to work with?
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of artists I would have liked to have worked with or loved to work with. I mean, I don't look at it like, any type of, oh, they should have, whatever. But I mean, there's a few artists that I would have loved to work with. I would have loved to have worked with Pun. That would have been dope. But obviously, that the timing of that whole, you know, when Pun was just starting to make noise, I had already gotten locked up. So, you know, it was basically that whole run. I was behind. I was gone from the scene while he was doing this thing. And I would have loved to have been around for that. He was definitely somebody that I would have definitely vibed with. But Coogee Rap, I mean, to this day, is like somebody that I'm just like, you know, would love to work with him. I've always plotted on doing a record with him and Juju, like on some real crazy Corona shit. But I mean, there's a whole bunch of artists. I don't really as much. I don't look back and be like, oh man, I wish I would have worked with them. I look at it like there's still time that we can work now. That situation manifests itself. We can still put in work now. But there's a lot of artists that I would have loved to work with that I feel like we would have. You know, I've never done nothing with Poet. I think me and Poet would make a dope record. You know what I'm saying? So it was almost like, you know, there's mad artists that I would have loved to work with. But at the end of the day, I'm like I said, I'm not, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it wasn't meant to happen. You know?
Yeah, time will tell, you know.
Exactly. You know
time will definitely tell.
Plus, you got to put yourself in a position to get, you know, in other words, like, you know, you got to put yourself in a position to be heard, too. So, you know, obviously, the more music is out there, the more people will get familiar. So, you know, I'm trying to make a little bit more music. I feel like, you know, as long as, you know, I still listen to the shit that I laid down or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, it still sounds relevant to me. The day that it doesn't sound relevant to me anymore, the day that it sounds like it's just not up to the level or whatever that I keep myself up to, then I'll stop. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously I don't want to waste nobody's time. But as long as I don't feel that way, I'm going to keep pushing.
Right. Yo, E, you got questions for the legend?
Yeah, how did this project fare in comparison to the previous projects that you've done?
Damn, son, you yelling.
Yeah, I got the
motherfucker.
Yeah.
The narrative project?
Yeah, I had to make sure y'all can hear me.
I like the narrative project a lot compared to like the last project about Beddoes Medallion. I'm not gonna lie to you, I released it just because I had already, you know what I'm saying, put work into it.
Right.
But whatever, it was something that I just dropped because it was already made. But this last project was more of something that I was happy with at the end of it. So yeah, I feel good about this project.
You got visuals coming for this album?
I'm working on a few things. Visuals. What it is with me is that I don't like to do like the same shit that everybody do. So I'm always like trying to figure out some way to do something new. So I got a brother that came up to me with a good idea. Something that I was like, yep, I think we could do that. And we're actually planning on doing it. So there'll be some visuals coming. I would say about a couple of months maybe ahead.
And how you feel about, you know, the saturation of music and how artists, you know, you got an artist that'll release 3 albums in a year. You know, to me, I ain't really into all that because, you know, I've listened to a few albums that drop like that, and it almost sounds like the same album, just a different beat. So, the content doesn't change,
right?
You know, because you're still living in the same time.
The same
I like to give myself a little bit of time in between projects. That way, the you know what I'm speaking about, it's not the same repetitive
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like, the way, as you progress through your life gives you your content. So obviously, if you're gonna, I know personally dudes that'll write in the span of 3 days, they'll write like 12 records. And then they'll space out them 12 records into 2 projects. And they'll release them 2 projects 3 months apart. But it'll sound like they're talking about the same shit.
Yeah, they could have just released one album and let that album rock.
But some people have a following that's real supportive, and it makes sense. Like there's some artists that can sit there and justify dropping 3-4 joints a year because they're gonna make good money off of them. Then there's artists that drop, more, but they're not really making no money. They're just saturating the market, and it's like you say, it sounds like basically the same shit over different beats. You're right.
Yeah, because I make music, but I'm also a fan, right? So,
right.
There's artists that I go and I cop all their albums, right. and I'm listening to it and I'm saying to myself, man, they should have just made this into one album, because I feel like this is just part 2 of the last album. For instance, your opus, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound nothing like your narrative, even though there is a span apart and you took time in between them. But there's no similarities, all right? So when you go listen to my album with Poet Smoke, and you go listen to Mad Screws, they sound nothing alike, because we took the time to not try to, like, we tried hard not to make music that sounds the same.
Right.
And I just feel like a lot of these rappers, they just recording, and then they just putting it out there. And, I'll hear the same wordplay, almost the same metaphor, might have switched the word back and forth, but it's still the same. So, I take this creative space seriously.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Hell yeah.
And I always want to give the listener a mental visual instead of just listening to the words. And these guys are just putting words together, and I don't get none out of it.
It's a lot of punchlines, like a lot of there's rappers that, it's funny because I equate it to, there's copies of copies out there. So, you'll see a dude that sound like Rock Marcy and Action Bronson put together.
Yeah.
They're copies of copies, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole niche of rappers that kind of rap the same over the same type of beats. They kind of sound the same. They talk about the same shit.
Like me and E, we've had talks, because when the whole wave of Griselda came,
mm-hmm.
I loved it, because they was it was canceling out the mumble shit.
Yep.
It was lyrics. It was reality. And then here comes the producers sending you beats and telling you, oh, this is a Derringer type beat.
Yeah.
This is a West Side Gun type beat. This is an Alchemist type beat.
I don't fuck with producers that send me no type beats. I fuck with producers that send me they shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And even with the ad-libs and the fake gun sounds, and come on, man. Even though they've been making gun sounds in music since I was young,
Yeah, nah, that shit, whatever. That shit, dudes been doing all types of ad-libs and all types of shit.
doing the same, mimicking the same sound,
the same ad libs, the skirt, or you know, fucking. There's mad shit that dudes do. You're right, and that shit, you know, whatever. Like, there's a whole bunch of carbon copy dudes, and there's a bunch of like cookie cutter dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's formula dudes. There's what they call industry plants. You know what I'm saying?
Like for instance, and not that Action intended to do it. For a long time, people were saying, "Yo, he sounds like Ghost," and even Ghost heard a song of Action and thought that it was him, but it was Action Bronson. And then later on, you notice that Action went and stayed away from.
Well, yeah, that shit was going left a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was all types of Papa Woos. You know what I'm saying? There was all types of wild shit going on behind that. I don't like to talk about it because obviously, Action is people. You know what I'm saying? But the Woo is people too. So I kind of like stay away from it. Obviously, like I said,
but he made a big shift. You know, he don't sound like him anymore.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously something got to switch up. But you know, to me, they're all derivatives. You know, like, for example, when Pun said, "Oh well, you know, Coogee Rap is the father of my style," like, you know, and openly said it. But you can see it, you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you can hear similarities between certain rappers, right? Like, I be hearing rappers that sound just like Rock Marciano.
Whole lot of
course. A lot of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they rapping that little offbeat type of quiet type of, like, you know, smooth laid back. You know, I be telling dudes, I'm like, back in my days, right? Like, dudes would have been rapping like that, and somebody would have stopped it and been like, "Nah, you off beat." They'd have been like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, you off beat. You got to jump on beat." So it was weird. It was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, dudes come up with their own cadences, and then, you know, even if it's not on beat, you know, even if the beat is off, it's just, like I said, there's a flavor for every taste, and I don't mind that. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that there's a lot of diversity. I like the fact that there's more opportunities for people to make money. You know, like, people that not necessarily have the skills of a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody that just has a lot of charisma, a lot of showmanship. You know, somebody, you know, because a lot of successful rappers, they're not successful because they're great writers, great lyricists. Not all of them. Some of them is just showmen. You know, some of them is just good on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them just have a great presence, or their story's just that ill that, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at these drill kids. You know what I'm saying? These drill kids, they, you know, some of them blow up, but their life expectancy, you know what I'm saying, is only to like 25. So, you know what I'm saying? By the time they get to reap the benefits of their music, they literally got to escape from where the fuck they at in order to enjoy the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of them, you know, they either locked up and, you know, and it's sad. It's a sad thing, you know, because, you know, they start their own little movement. You know, they drill shit, and before you know it, you reading that, you know, they were shot and killed, or they're facing life in prison, and for what? You know, for what?
It almost feels like a trap if you think about it, because it almost feels like, because somebody's giving up the money for these kids to be, you know what I'm saying, be able to get all that money, and so somebody's giving them the money. And it almost feels like, they give them the money so they could buy more guns. You know what I'm saying? So they could keep on actually killing each other and making music about it. And then when they dead, they're still going to sell records. And the people that's reaping the benefits is the people that gave them the money to get the guns in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like
shit is like a trap. You know what I'm saying? So I just be like, it's weird to me. And it's not coincidental to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's planned. It's planned.
Yeah,
like
it's
Pac,
not coincidental.
Like Pac said, you know, if they're not dropping jewels, they just talking about killing each other. There's no skill in it. They, disrespecting the women and you've seen all that unfold in the last few years. Is people with no direction and pumping poison. Like when we was coming up, music had a message.
Mm-hmm.
It had a message.
Even if you was talking about drugs, you was talking about the downfall. You wasn't talking just about living life. Like every ill MC that you heard in that time talking about like the left side of life, whether slinging drugs or doing whatever, they was telling you too that there was a downside to that shit. Yeah, they was telling you that they was losing. They was telling you they caught biz. They was telling you they got shot. You know what I'm saying?
Ill Street Blues is a song.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a message in itself,
Exactly. Yeah.
Then you had Slick Rick joints like Teenage Love and Brenda's Got a Baby and
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything had a message, no matter if it was a good or a bad message. The message was there, And Wu-Tang came and they started spitting their lessons, and
No, you're right. There's no more. There's very little of it. Like in the narrative, there's a couple of records like the therapy joint is talking about like mental health. So there's a couple of joints in there that I try to like delve into that, tap into that type of like story joints. You know what I'm saying? Like even if there's no more story joints. There's not. Like I said, a lot of people just want to sound like somebody or just want to spit straight punchlines. Like,
I think
hip-hop needs, it's like crazy.
Hip-hop needs more of the narrative. It needs more.
It needs a little more narrative, yeah. It needs a little more. It needs a lot less cookie cutter, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like it's, there's producers out there that's giving, there's producers out there that's giving artists shots. I know Muggs be giving artists, you know what I'm saying, like picking up artists and sending them out there to work with them or whatever. These producers, they need to expand their searches a little bit too. And you know what I'm saying, some good collabs in the making in the future. They just gotta open up their eyes and their ears,
Yeah, but a lot of that, it's also about the dollar. They're working with all these artists putting out different albums.
Mm-hmm.
And but one thing I could say with Muggs is that no matter what artist he chooses to work with, whether it's Hologram, whether it's Mayhem, whether it's Riggs, whether it's Ito, Prime Apple, the sounds are always different.
Yeah, he definitely do a good job with that shit.
And Muggs is someone that whenever I have a question, whether it's a recording question or a release question, he always gives me his straight up answer how he feels, how he would do it. Because one thing I like to do is I like to pick the brains of the people that's doing it, whether it's Domingo, whether it's Muggs, whether it's Buck Wild. Like if I can ask the question and I can get an answer, I appreciate it more knowing that it's coming from someone that's a solid person that's putting them.
Yeah, exactly. That knows what they're talking about. You're right.
Exactly. Yeah, and I try to stay in that zone. That's why my new album, I took time. Like my album's been done.
By the way,
which one?
The last joint that you dropped, fire.
Oh, the single or the album?
The single. I haven't heard the album, but the single was dope.
Oh yeah, the Teflon Threads. That's
Teflon Thread. Yeah.
That's a single I had, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna just put this out. But the new album is been in the holster for a minute. But I just been watching the game and seeing how, you know, it's almost like I'm trying to like double dutch. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for the. There's no right time. You know, there ain't never a right time. You just got to drop it. Like everybody tell me, yo, just drop that shit, and I'm just like, you know, hold up, let me hold on a little bit. But I don't want to hold on too long. You know what I'm saying? Is that how you felt when you was dropping narrative? Or you just said, yo, I'm going to make it, drop, and I'm going to drop it?
The narrative was, it started as me and a producer talking about, let's just do a couple of songs, and then, like, he started sending me music, and I started putting songs to them real fast. And then it just happened to land in a pocket where my engineer was available to record me a little more often. So it just happened fast, kind of. So we knocked off like 5 songs, like in the span of like 3 weeks. And then, you know, it was just a matter of adding 2 more. But those last 2 took another, you know what I'm saying, few weeks, because shit started to get busy. But then, you know, we relatively put that shit together real fast and put it together. Sometimes those are the best joints. Them shits happen organically. They happen naturally. And this was one producer. When it's one producer, it's an advantage, because you can get that one producer to just give you a certain type of sound.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I can tell him, all right, so send me beats, and then I'll pick a beat, and then I'll be like, you see the vibe for this beat? And then he'll be like, yeah, and be like, I need you to make me 5 more with the same vibe. Not the same thing, but the same vibe. And maybe he'll use and then he'll use the same sample and flip it another, and it comes out dope that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a few songs in that, there's a couple of songs in the narrative that came from the same sample because of the vibes. They're not the same thing. Nothing sounds alike, but it carries the same vibe, kind of. So, you know, that's what I try to do now. I try to do, instead of putting out full, like, albums, I'll do EPs, 7 joints. You know what I'm saying? One producer.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, quick. Yeah. But not quick, but, you know, it's a little easier.
Songs. Yeah, and then, you know, it's a little easier to, like, do visuals. You got 7 joints, you can do visuals for 3, 4 of them joints. A little easier to, like, if you're gonna print vinyl, you know what I'm saying? I think you might be able to. Well, I don't know how that works with vinyl, but yeah, I mean, that's what I thought I wanted to do, and I feel like it's an easier process for me. I'm not at the point in my life where I'm stacking up bars, like where I can be like, oh no, I got 10 songs on deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do have to put pen to paper, literally. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's something that I like to do, so it doesn't bother me too much.
That's what's up. So before we get out of here, we're gonna get back into some more Gab Gotcha. Another thing before we get into the music, the streaming epidemic. I call it an epidemic. You know what I'm saying?
Big Robin is crazy.
I know that some of your music is out there streaming, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I always ask, are you with it or you not with it? Because I'm not with it. I put it out. Yeah, I put it out there because it reaches, but my next album will not be available on that platform.
I put it out there for my international fans. Like, I got a good supportive fan base in France. For whatever reason, that's crazy to me. I'd be like, damn, France is like the second leading country that downloads my music, and I'm like, they don't even understand my shit. They have me more. They download me more than Colombia does. Colombia's why, you know what I'm saying? But so in that way, I want my shit to hit Spotify, because I know that that's the only way that a lot of these people get my music. So I would love to keep most of my money. So my whole thing is, I think the ideal strategy is in like the first couple of weeks of a release, release it so that you somehow are able to keep all the proceeds and release it on a platform where you're sending them links to a download or you're sending them physicals, and then after a few weeks, drop it on the digital platforms.
I did that with my Authentic Cloth. So when Authentic Cloth dropped, it was strictly physical sales.
Right.
And there's like I was just saying, that's one strategy Muggs told me to do. Drop it first, and then release it streaming later.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so for the first 3-4 months, it was all physical copies, and it was going. It was clicking, and then I did the streaming, but it still don't add up to the time, the patience, the money you put out, and the return of it. And when you go and you're doing the research and you see Spotify generated over $1 billion, and you still ain't really generate what you was supposed to generate.
I heard some crazy shit that
the CEO walked away with $300 and something million.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
he cashed out.
Yeah, he cashed out, and he's cashing out on other people's work. Because mind you, the people who have Spotify, they pay $11, $12 a month, and you can listen to endless music. So I know they're making a lot of money through that, but every artist is also releasing their music through Spotify. Every single artist. There's billions of artists. And they get a percentage of every artist. And they give back the artist 0.00003 of a dollar. And like me and E always talking about this bullshit. I've been anti-streaming for a long time. Even though my music out there streaming, I'm still anti-streaming. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I just wish they compensated the artist better. And they can. They can compensate the artist better. Even if you gave the artist a dime for every stream. I never in my life seen what a 0.0003 cents is in my life. I know what a penny is. Give me a motherfucking penny. Give me a whole penny. How the hell do you break down a penny?
It's awful.
That shit been a link in my whole life. I never seen nothing smaller than a penny. And how you can't give me or give the artist that when we paid a lot more than pennies to create this music? Whether you got a feature on there, whether you worked with an exclusive producer, whether the engineering, the mixing, the mastering, the artwork, the visual on YouTube, and you want to give us the bare minimum? And then you got bitches showing their fucking feet on fucking OnlyFans and becoming millionaires?
It's disgusting.
It's insanity to me. This shit is insanity to me. But because we love the music, we continue to be creative and dropping the music. And I always say to myself, what if all the artists decided we're not doing streaming no more? Let's take our money back. Let's take the fans back.
Gotta take your power back.
Yeah, to take the power back. The power's in the artist.
This is something that has to happen way more powerful people than us. In other words, it has to take. Snoop was one of the first, not one of the first, but Snoop was one of the loud voices that's talking about that. So as long as you got people like Snoop and then you got other people that are like, you know what, we're not gonna distribute our music through streaming sites anymore. We're gonna figure out a way to independently do it. And there's people that are doing it. I mean, I'm sure that there's people that have a system where they don't have to do music on streaming platforms and still make their money, other than selling physicals. I'm sure there's people that have their own servers and their own platforms that they can do it. So, and it's just a matter of time before somebody comes up with the idea of creating a platform that's going to pay artists better. You know, so I mean, right now it sucks because you're right. Right now, they're just figuring out that we're getting, you know what I'm saying, basically taking advantage of the people. Once the light is turned on, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's gonna have enough power to do something.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that shit out.
Because I mean, you know, like, it's not gonna be something. In other words, it's gonna be something that's gonna take money to figure out. In other words, it's always gonna be something where people gotta start asking the right questions. Like, all right, how is it that people have the power to break that down, and how is it that they have the full discretion to do that and not have an artist's perspective of it? Or how is it that the artist's perspective isn't taken into consideration at every time? How does anything get predetermined? You know, who decides I'm going to break a penny down into 1,000 pieces?
Yeah.
I'll give you 1,000 of a penny. You know what I'm saying? Like, who decides that?
So, you know, with me, I'm more, support your artists, man. You know, go out there. You know, social media makes it so easy for the fans to chop it up with the artists. Take advantage of it, you know, and ask the artist, you know, where can I get your album? You know, let me buy your physical. Let me buy your merch. You know, and that's pretty much how I be moving around. I'd rather make the connection with the fan. So on that note, let the people know where they could buy and support you on your merchandise, your CDs, your flash drives, and you know.
Basically, you can hit me on my social media page on IG or Twitter, Facebook, on Gab Gotcha. Through my social media, that'll be my page. So GABGOTCHA for Instagram, same thing for Facebook, same thing for Twitter. And basically, I leave my messaging open, so if you want to send me a message and ask me how you can go about getting a physical, I'll send you the link, and that link will be able to make the purchase, and I'll just send it to where you're at. So it's a very simple process, plug and play. All you gotta do is reach out to me, and I got you.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Gab, for coming on and rocking with us. You know,
definitely.
This been the Gab Gotcha Hour. You know, support our brother. You know, he been doing his thing for a long time, and he's one of the nicest lyricists out of Queens.
Like I said, I got a show coming up on the 13th of October. It's going to be in a spot on Northern Boulevard and 85th Street called the Antigua, west side of Queens, Jackson Heights. Definitely going to be there. That's a Sunday, October 13th. Definitely good times ahead.
That's what's up. I'm going to try to pull up for you, man. Definitely.
Appreciate you, man. Let me know, man. Definitely dig you a team.
So on that note, Screwball Radio. See y'all next week. Same school time.
Same school channel.
You know, we live in the Matrix. We had a couple glitches in this bitch. But we keeping it funky. We keeping it real. You know, we keeping y'all in tune with what's going on with this hip-hop shit. And on that note, Yo E, take us out of here.
Alrighty. See y'all next time. Same school time, same school channel. You heard?
The poet hit me. Who at?
Wrong! Hold on. What is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, to hear the lamentation of the women.
While they watching Pablo, I'm in that Bigado getting wavy, laying up, keeping quarter pounds on the daily. Corona Queens raised me, Medellin changed me, amphetamines made me and broke me. It's crazy. Fuck boy, you get your face palm. Eyes red, cheese burning like napalm. Thighs spreading, she's working, I spray thumbs. Pies flipped up in the bread, get your bake on. Cartels without the sitcoms. The car smell is OG and a split long. I might sell a gold deep and get a spit on, or roll D and pound her out till her legs gone. Borderline barbarian, I Konya in the corner with that A1 area. White Pomeranian, fed the Rottweilers and the cannabis Canadian. The feds cock blockers.
There ain't no back in the day, nigga. Ain't no nostalgia to this shit here. It's just the street and the game and what happened here today.
I find me somewhere OG, talking big business, built it with my OGs, out in Florence where they broke keys, old Colombian niggas with thick mustache and goatees, from the beam but they know me, young cream with that white, I'm a chemist in the coast scene, and the flyers that your whole scene won't get wife cause you fell in love with that cold dream, but we beat it then we pass it wrong, back to pack it off, while the rival cartels blasting off, in the states where we stacking off, keep the stash of cars cause you know the federales after ours. So I gotta stay low key, different town, different crib where they don't know me. Shit, why you think my blow so cheap? Acetone and all my main homies.
Fed the Rottweilers and the cannabis Canadian, the feds cock blockers. Fed the Rottweilers and the cannabis Canadian, the feds cock blockers. Fed the Rottweilers and the cannabis Canadian, the feds cock blockers.
Days come.
What's this with the Colombians, mate?
What does it matter?
What does it... He says Colombians and you make these eyes like, what?
I don't like fucking Colombians, okay?
It came to me as an epiphany, something similar to Pablo when he figured the way to make his first million. Games always needed me. How can you spit my bricks and I have one Colombian in the mix? Here I come, destiny. Who better than the kid to break down how poppy flowers equal poppy having power, sipping sake sours, a power lunch. Villas overlooking labs that produce about a ton a month. I see it all. I take you back to the pink coat, green scorpion and dollar bill and make the street smoke. I move different, the grind's low key. Who knows me? Ain't no one supposed to know me except them cats that I built with in other hemispheres who keep extradition cases. Never show their faces. Blood be a connect to flood a city with bricks. Bring birds to spots to cut, chop, and feed your block. So you's a big man, wanna make big bucks. What you know about the game? What you know about break data, flood a zip code, and put you up in your own plane? What you know about giving up the family's addresses, collateral to finalize a deal? What you know about coming home fresh out the feds to touchdown and blow up the rig? I've been down in Colombia, that Medellin cemetery, where Pablo Escobar buried, sipping Henny, toasting the many who sacrificed up in the struggle. My father's, my uncle's pioneering the smuggle, dynamics of the hustle. Colombians come up off of coke, dope, and guns, or kidnapping your mothers. I only rap battle up for the gift, but by trade I move birds like winter season, plugged in like when the heat of some clay in the same angle. Listen, I got paperwork to verify the reason I did 7 in prison years, but I won't bore you with that. I let the black and white talk while I walk, written all of you rats. This here's about letting me in. Colombians be on some bullshit you right, but we bumping them quick up in your bitch. She love the way the accents sound when I speak Spanish. I beat it right and keep it lavish. So you's a big man, wanna make big bucks. What you know about the game? What you know about break data, flood a zip code, and put you up in your own plane? What you know about giving up the family's addresses, collateral to finalize a deal? What you know about coming home fresh out the feds, son, you ready? Smoking, we up in the telly, your girl up in the tub, shitting out the bird in the belly. 143 balloons, 7 grams per serving. you over your own work, quadruple your earnings. Now the pupils are learning, claiming the ass so burning. The leathers in the six gon' soothe the burning, yeah. It's kinda ill in the Medellin hills, like the Garden of Eden, where the fruit's been eaten and the snake is creeping. Fuck, I'ma do starve when a bucket of pure costs a down payment on a used car through y'all. I'ma see Corinthian lovers iced out like Antarctic weather, Gucci'd out by Cunha sweaters. Armani exchange on morning AR, yeah, yo, at the exchange, though it might seem strange. I live for this adrenaline, similar to when you take a sniff. So you's a big man, wanna make big bucks. What you know about the game? What you know about break that flood a zip code and put you up in your own plane? What you know about giving up the family's addresses, collateral to finalize a deal? What you know about coming home fresh out the feds to touchdown and blow up for real?
Don't fucking go crazy on me, okay? Just remember last year at this time we were in a fucking game. I like to forget that. I say be happy with what you got.
You'll be happy. Me, I want what's coming to me.
Oh, what's coming to you?
The world is coming. And everything in it.
Yo no me llames viejo. Oye, Sabacrao, usted es lo que es un hablador y un buscavida. Ni siquiera 5 pesos. Tú eres un limpia bota allá en Santo Domingo. Tú no estabas pidiendo una cora ayer. Olvídate, loco.
All right, everybody got it? Everybody know what they gotta do? Ya ustedes saben qué tenemos que hacer, ¿sí o qué? Listo, vamos por encima. Let's go.
We've already looked at the blueprint. Now it's time for the execution. We're gonna hit them with more than just retribution. We're aiming to destroy the foundation and their illusions. We're bringing a revolution, rerouting and changing the distribution. We're gonna make an example out of their movement, so the whole world understands just how we move it. We're the riders of the apocalypse, leaving rivals in boxes through the metropolis. Stay humble, we looking at all posts. And geotag can mean a toe tag when you promote. You a killer, congratulations. Welcome to the land of assassinations. You a cartoon with no animation, a copy of a copy, we taking you on location. The money never sleeps. We're the wolves that camouflage with the sheep. Get caught lacking and take a nap. Your IG will give us all we need like a map. The money never sleeps. We're the wolves that camouflage with the sheep. Get caught lacking and take a nap. Your IG will give us all we need like a map. According to your gram, your plane is about to land. All according to plan. You walking out of the airport, selfie stick in your hand, completely unaware, just trying to build up your brand. You look around the pickup as an arrive, but then that black Escalade pulls it right to your side. You jump in, assuming this is your ride, until an hour later the city is in sight. Hey yo, where the fuck is we at? Keep acting like you bulletproof, influencer a million views at your funeral. Thinking you a G till they got you tied up, and you screaming and they ripping out your cuticles. Real talk, this is real life. Don't get bodied for moissanite, that ain't real ice. We're in your lobby like the janitors, pushing a mop bucket with hammers with no amateurs. The money never sleeps. We're the wolves that camouflage with the sheep. Get caught lacking and take a nap. Your IG will give us all we need like a map. The money never sleeps. We're the wolves that camouflage with the sheep. Get caught lacking and take a nap. Your IG will give us all we need like a map. El billete nunca duerme. Le acostamos el que sea por el verde. El morado y rosado que sea. $1 euros de su maleta mi caleta. El billete nunca duerme. Le acostamos el que sea si se mete. Que no importa patrocinio ni chaleco. Si queremos su botín, este se quiere.
Ey, Pilar, pues que ahí salió. Ya lo pillaron, ya metí en el carro. Ajá. La camioneta negra. Sígala pues. Llévelo para donde vimos antes. Hágale pues. R.
Yeah.